Welcome back. I'm joined again by therapist and consultant Gary Bello. Gary, you used to be a Swami. I love that name. I want to call myself a Swami one day. And you can sit in fantastic positions, which I tried during the break.
No,
I can't.
please.
My hips are no way I can do this. But you and your wife have these relationship tools, skills that sound very practical. Explain how they function, how they work.
And I think that's the whole thing. Yoga and meditation, there's a practical aspect of it that has really transformed and allowed us to live our life very comfortably and can be able to handle all situations. So we came up, we're married 33 years now, and about 5 years ago we said, why is it working? What are we doing? Why is it working?
That's stunning in itself. These days, 33 years, that's amazing. I love that. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So we began to think about what is it when we have an argument, when we have a disagreement, how is it, what do we do? So we came up with the realization that there are 4 styles that you can use in relationship. So one of my styles that I use is, if I'm reactive, I power up. Right. So I'm a power-up guy.
Right, so maybe with voice or with argument or whatever?
Everything. It could be all body posture.
Right.
I could even puff up a little bit. Right?
Okay.
So that was one style we realized. Then we realized that there's another style. It's the surrender. So what you do is you back away from it.
You're right. I'm sorry. Sure. It's all, make it all go away.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, there's another style which many people do. It's called stalemate. And of course, we know that one. Nothing happens.
Right.
So when we looked at those 3 styles, we say, okay, but that's not what we do. So we came up with a 4th one we call the blend. And the blend is basically, you feel yourself getting reactive, you take a nice deep breath, you employ all the tools we've learned in our yoga practice. And then you just blend and you get curious about what the other person is thinking. So those 4 styles we realized, and then the other 2...
You say curious.
Yeah.
I just ask a question about that because curiosity and in brain science is one of the fastest brain connections in our brain. Is that why you use the word curiosity?
Well, I'm using curiosity. It's true, they've proven that, but I use it because I'm very curious about things. That
so
comes
why
back
is
to
she feeling angry? Why is she feeling left out or whatever?
Yeah, that's the blend.
Okay.
That's the blend. So
rather than you shouldn't feel that. You're dumb for feeling that. That's not curiosity.
That's the power up.
Right. Okay.
That's the power up. And then if you get curious about it, what we came up with is that there are invitations in life, constant invitations. And if you're open to those invitations, then you're doing a blend with those things. So you're always constantly working with blending with the possibilities of that coming up in front of you every day of your life.
Is that one of the major things that couples present with? Is there conflict? They don't know how to resolve their differences. Maybe one has been, as you said, either stalemating or just absolving, just saying, I'm so sorry, I don't want to tell my own opinion. And eventually, maybe they've been married a while, finally she or he starts giving their opinion, but they don't know how to get through that. Is that one of the major presenting issues?
Yes, it is. And, however, the people we work with aren't people having major problems. They're people like you and I. Our lives are together. We're comfortable with ourselves, but we know that there's the next step. We're aware that we're not as close as we can be. And so those people who get very curious about, okay, we're having this difficulty. I don't want to do it in a psychotherapeutic way, so much in a counseling way. I want to learn some tools so that I myself can learn how to flow and blend with it.
And talk to me about how meditation then factors into that. Do you teach then people, here's why meditation is important and how to do it?
Yes, I think meditation is essential if we understand what meditation is.
So what is it? Because you do it 2 hours a day.
Yes.
So what is it?
Meditation is getting to a place where the thought waves in the mind get very quiet. And in that moment, when there's no thoughts present, you are open and available to the moment. So instead of thinking about the moment, you're just present to it. That's the invitation.
Explain that, because it seems for many people, we just live moment by moment, but many of us are already thinking, I screwed up yesterday, or I made a mistake in the past, or I'm thinking about the future tomorrow, next week. But you're talking about this moment. Explain that to me, because that seems a bit different.
That is different. I'm sure you recognize you're a runner, correct?
Yeah, I love running.
So in your running, there's 2 ways you can be running. You can be running and thinking about the distance. You can be thinking about where you are. Do you need hydration? And there's another place where you're running and you know. You just know. You're not thinking. You're present to the moment. You're with your body. You're with the movement of the energy up as you're running.
I love it when I get to those. They don't always happen, but it's magical.
It is magical. As we use that word, magical.
Yeah.
That's meditation. That's the state of meditation.
And you're saying that practice is absolutely helpful and essential to have good connecting relationships.
Yeah, both helpful and I believe very essential. Because otherwise you're reactive.
Right. Yeah.
There's 2 states, the reactive state and they're being present to the moment. If you're reactive, you're not curious. Your default comes in. You're going to be totally thinking of the past. You're going to bring
your next
thoughts
argument about how she's wrong.
You're not listening. You've already got your rebuttal ready. All of those things.
But curiosity says, I wonder why she felt that. Wow. Gary, it's really phenomenal that you're here, and I wish we could bring you back. Can you come back? We want to talk more.
I would love to.
Let's bring you back, because I got so many questions about my own relationship that you could help me with.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary, for coming on the show. It's been really interesting.
Yeah,
thank you
very
so much. Coming up, I learned the ins and outs of horse racing.